I read it said the linchpin is the way.
Is the way.
Or something.
Yeah, the socks. The linchpin is the
I
way.
was like, dang, man, they're going hard on. Very good.
All right, welcome to the Business Growth Accelerator. Brandon here, your Chief Business Strategist, along with Brandon.
Not to confuse it, and not to further confuse Brandon G as well as Brandon G.
Yeah, so we got two Brandon G's in the car, and
You.
the great Steve Ezaki.
Hello. What up?
And we are on our way to day number 2 of Funnel Hacking Live, and we have a guy doing some very hard manual labor riding around on a John Deere lawnmower, so we do apologize for that in advance. But it has been a crazy week. I personally took like nearly a week to get down to Florida. I camped in Kentucky, Tennessee, Fort DeSoto, Florida, over the course of about 4 days before I made it to family's house on Monday. So Brandon, how'd you guys get out here to Florida?
We flew one way nonstop, so not as adventurous, I would say, as your journey. But that's really awesome what you did there, camping on the way out here. Get connected with yourself, who you are, what's on your mind, reflection on your way to the event, so you can maximize your time here. But yeah, one way nonstop for us. Yeah, that's how we got here. Excited. Landed in here about 5 p.m. On Tuesday, and it's been awesome. Day 1 was a blast. Connected with a lot of awesome people. Definitely got to see Jocko Willink. What, dude? I am a Jocko Willink fan, big time, and we got some major leadership guidance. I really took some serious gold nuggets from that, like real applicable gold nuggets. And one of them is really just like, if there's any problems in your business, it's your problem. Give your team what they need to be successful, and they will be successful. It's really that simple, but it's like, are you really, audit yourself, audit your process, audit what you're doing. Are you really doing it? So that was awesome. And then Perry Belcher, Uncle Perry.
Yeah, Perry Belcher giving out the value, gave us 2 online tools for us to maximize our newsletter. I don't know. Automations, yeah. Trying to think of the word there. It's early. Appreciate you. Newsletter automations and creations using the power of artificial intelligence. Gave us a couple good links. We will link those down in the description, and so sign up for them as soon as possible, because right now they're free, but they may not be free for long. So
Yep.
Get them.
Yeah, he was pushing hard on the newsletter, build your new newsletter and sell it. And it was really interesting to see that there's actually a software that will capture the behavioral data and then they resell it. You know, we've all heard about like selling data into companies, and you know, probably Zuckerberg buys data to know what you're doing, and they cross-sell, downsell. There's probably a whole black market. It's probably not a black market. It's probably a legitimate market that I just don't know about that well, and I'd love to know more about. It's called identity match, something like that. And anyways, it's so cool that he was talking about the all advertising moving more towards the brands owning the advertising and it being more off platforms in the future. And Perry made a big claim. He was like, this is going to be the future. Like, call me wrong, but I think this is where it's headed, which is more advertising and traffic moving towards like brand owned platforms. So maybe we start seeing like social platforms for brands, and all that. So it's so interesting, like trying to take back the power, and then the power of a newsletter. There is no banning of ads. There is no discrimination practices. You know, it's like, it's your newsletter. Like, it's your law. Your law, your land, your law. So really interesting stuff for sure for Perry.
Yeah, and it all comes down to traffic, and that was the first part of, the linchpin, traffic and building your list. So you have your list. You need some way to stay in touch with them. A newsletter is a fantastic way to do that. And it's kind of email marketing 202 in the sense that you are continuing the conversation. Email marketing 101 is just setting up that initial automation, after somebody opts into your list to nurture them until they buy. Email marketing 202 is staying in touch with them with the newsletter, letting them know about things that are either happening locally, within your industry, within your business itself, to continue to build and nurture that relationship so you get the repeat buyers. Because if you only have one and done customers, you don't have a business. You have,
Promotion.
Yeah, you got a promotion. Thanks, Steve.
Sure thing.
You got a promotion, and it's not sustainable. Everybody's moving to subscription models, reoccurring billing. And I hate to say it, like, you don't own anything. I hate to say it, but it's getting that way. Heck, even cars are getting that way. Look at Toyota. They had to sell you a subscription so you can use the remote start.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's getting smart. I mean, it's definitely recurring revenue has been MRR. It's definitely not a foreign concept, but I think businesses are realizing they need to move more and more to that for stability and margins and loyalty. So yeah, for sure, it makes a lot of sense.
It does. So Steve, what was the biggest takeaway you had?
Yesterday, I really enjoyed the I forgot their slogan, but the guys that sold insurance but made a movement out of it.
Okay.
I really like that. Movement.
Oh, it's so good.
Was it Brad and Ryan?
Brad and Ryan, exactly. Those guys are awesome. Yeah, I'm really into purpose and passion, and they hit it on the head the way just how they captured it. So I appreciated that. I'd like to do something similar with my music, so that really stood out for me. That was great.
Yeah. When these brands build a movement, advertising becomes non-existent in the sense that it's 100% free. Everybody knows who the brand is. They're just automatically going to go buy it, and the cost for acquisition, drops to next to nil. Now, sure, it takes a lot of work up front. You gotta sow the fields right to build that audience to the audience of the right people. But once you do it, it's just going to reap benefits. Think Apple, think Amazon. They're huge brands because they built that following, and yes, you do see ads for them, but they're not a direct response like take action now type ads, just because they don't have to do that anymore. They've already built their following up. And even the event that we're going to right now, it's for a software that builds websites and sales funnels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a software. It's a piece of software. Anybody can have a piece of software. There's tons of software out there that does it.
Mm-hmm.
Some does it better. Some does it worse. But ClickFunnels has built the movement around it to bring in loyal, raving fans that just keep giving Russell their money. And one day, we'll be doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's powerful.
That's right. Yeah, one thing I learned about the mass movement. First, you got to have the attractive character, and then you have to have the opportunity, and then thirdly, it would be the future-based cause. So, Russell, he's the great example for that, and they say the difference of those who made money and didn't or don't are the ones that they just followed the blueprint. And going to Funnel Hacking Live, you meet a lot of people who have bits and pieces of the blueprint and are traveling up, traveling through it and doing it, and it's great to see people every year succeeding and getting closer and closer, So it's very encouraging.
Yeah, this is, I think, all of our third year to Funnel Hacking Live?
Yep, my third year.
Yep.
And I haven't hit it yet, but my buddies here, they're on the way to stacking them records.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So today they're getting their award. What's the award you guys are getting today?
2CCX.
2CCX.
Oh yeah.
Number two. So what's 2CCX for those that don't know the terminology?
2CCX is when you generate $10 million through ClickFunnels.
There you go.
Through a single funnel.
Through a single funnel. That is correct.
And they gave out the stats last night on how many.
Sorry cutting you off. I'm just like, I was blown away. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so how many millionaires has ClickFunnels made? It was like over 2,000. It was like 2232 or something like that. It was maybe the exact number. I could be off, but it was over 2,000 people have built a sales funnel in ClickFunnels that has generated at least $1 million. There's been at least, was it nearly 1,000 people get your award?
Yeah, I think it's, I actually screenshotted it, so I'm going to pull it up right now, but I believe it was around like I think it was over 400.
Maybe I was off.
I think, yeah, here we go. I got it. It says 290.
290. I was way off. I knew there was a 9 in there.
I was like, whoa, that's really low. I feel special. Wow.
And then what about the big boy award?
I did not screenshot that one. I don't know if they showed that, but they did show 2 Comma Club was over 2,000, and then 2X 290, and then 91 since last FHL.
Yeah, so 91 new people since last year.
And yeah, I don't have the 25 mil one.
I want to say there was at least 90 of those, maybe under 100 or 25.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so.
it's a decent number of people is what we're trying to get to, and the opportunity is there for you. Are you guaranteed to hit it? No. Do you have an opportunity to hit it? Yes, if you do the right things. So with that, we are at the event. We're going to go ahead and end this episode today. We appreciate you listening. All the information is going to be in the description below, so definitely check out the show notes, and we will see you next time. Appreciate you listening.